Well, today we're taking a look at from Barrell Craft Spirits. This is their newest release, their Barrell New Year Release 2022. What's this bad boy have to offer? Let's find out today. Let's do this. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. Appreciate you guys joining me again. So this is from Barrell Craft Spirits. This is their New Year release. So they've been doing these the past couple years, this being the New Year batch 2022. So these are always different. So, I mean, this is a very, very interesting blend. So this thing is made up of blends of whiskeys from 7 different states, coming from Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Wyoming, New York, and Texas. So a lot going on here with this blend. And again, if you're familiar with what it is that Barrell Craft Spirits does, they're master blenders. These guys put all kinds of great things together. You know, this past year when they did the Barrell Seagrass, just a fine example of, you know, kind of them pushing the envelope and trying some different things. So let's find out kind of what the New Year kind of batch, their 2022 release has to offer. So again, this is non-age stated. This is, again, their Barrell New Year 2022 bourbon, and non-age stated. And MSRP on this for this release is right around that $85 price point. So that's a fairly kind of consistent price, right between that $85 and maybe $100 price point is where a lot of the Barrell Craft Spirits, either bourbons, ryes, rums, things along those lines kind of fall. So, all right, let's go ahead and kind of get into this one. Color-wise, as you can see, kind of like a light copper type of color. Like to move the whiskey, as you guys know, like to move it around in the glass a little bit. Check out some of the oils. Not overly oily. You know, proof on this one came into 115.34 proof. So going to be a nice proof on this one. So, all right, let's get into the nose. Oh man, like right away, it's very there's a lot of citrus, you know, in addition to like a green apple aspect. Maybe some of those like a pear, a lot of like orchard fruit. There's like the orchard fruits is popping out like right away to me. Maybe a nice little bit of a honey note there. A little bit of a tartness. There's maybe something like that green apple tartness or something that's there. Nice oak. Again, slight mineral note on it. Maybe some of the Tennessee you know, bourbon coming out, but a little bit of that mineral note. A little bit of an herbal characteristic, I would say. Nice spice on it, kind of some nice baking spices, but very kind of like citrusy. There's a little bit of a sour, like a Sour Patch Kid type of note to it. Yeah, that green apple, maybe some orchard fruits, you know, pear, something like that. But again, nice baking spices on this as well. But there is a sweetness that's there. Maybe kind of a stronger, like maybe vanilla, light caramel on this one. You wouldn't know that it was probably 115 proof. You're not getting a lot or much ethanol on the nose on this one. So, all right, more importantly, let's see how this guy's going to taste. Cheers, guys. Yeah, so like right away, it's a different profile. I think like I got on the nose, for me, there's a heavy tartness. There's a lot of that kind of green apple, like Sour Patch Kid type of note. There are some of those sweeter notes. You get some of those sweet vanillas, some caramels, but there's definitely this tartness that's there to it. So like you've got maybe some green apple in there. Again, some of the sweetness, again, from maybe like an orchard fruit, like you'd get like maybe a pear or something like that. Maybe maybe some light oak on this one. It's different. It's a different profile, that's for sure. I mean, I think this has everything to do with all of these different states combining their different mash bills. Again, all the mash bills weren't disclosed, so we don't know exactly, you know, what any of that stuff is. We just know that it was compiled of 7 different states, and they put this blend together. So yeah, I mean, I do, for me, and I don't know if this is a little bit of the kind of a mineral note or like an herbal note, but for me, there's a little bit of something there that gives you the impression of that youthful note. I don't know if it's something that I'm like super digging, to be honest. It's different. I love the idea that they're kind of pushing the envelope and including all of these different states, you know, within a blend. For me, it's kind of missing some of the richness and complexity that I look for, you know, in a bourbon. You know, a little bit of that tartness, you know, kind of characteristic. You know, so it's interesting if you're looking for, and again, this is what Barrell does. I mean, they're always doing different blends and trying different things. So my hat goes off to them for trying a lot of different things and doing different, you know, releases. And again, I think this is part of that New Year release, is that they always want to try to do something a little bit different and unique. And I would say this definitely falls within that different and unique category. So for me, again, it kind of falls within, like I described, there's a little bit of that sweetness, that tartness, that little bit of a sour note, a little bit of the light oak, some light honey that's there. Maybe even a touch of tobacco, like as it sits on the finish. Slight dryness that's there. You do get a little bit of the sweetness, so like more of that honey characteristic. Maybe some light caramels. Yeah, there's that one thing that's sitting on my palate that's just giving me the impression of that youthfulness. And again, it may not be that, excuse me. It may just be whatever it is in that blend. Again, I would love to know what the mash bills are, you know, exactly what this blend was made up of. I think it'd be really unique to kind of know what that is and maybe understand why I'm getting what it is that I'm getting. So, you know, I'd say finish-wise, if we kind of shift over to that, the spice has kind of continued to linger. A little bit of that light oak. There's definitely the tartness on the palate. Again, nice spice that's still there. Maybe still some of the light caramels, maybe a little bit of that honey note. On the finish, something I kind of just picked up now, a little bit more of like that hay or straw aspect to it as well. So again, it's very different and unique. And if that's something that you appreciate from Barrell, you know, give this a try. I mean, I'm a big fan of what it is that Barrell is doing overall. I mean, I love the brand and a lot of the other, you know, releases that they've done between their other bourbons, their ryes, their rums, the seagrass, the dovetail. I mean, they do some incredible things. So with this one, for me, it just doesn't hit necessarily all of the marks that I look for, you know, in a particular whiskey. But if it's something that sounds like you may enjoy that, the different, you know, the uniqueness of it, you know, definitely give it a try. So again, this is my opinion, and you know, take that for what it's worth. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for tuning into another one of my reviews. Greatly appreciate that. If you've had this and whatever it is you've experienced with it, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear if I'm somehow missing the point or missing the mark on this one, whatever it may be. I'd love to hear feedback from all of you guys. So I'd love to kind of see you guys in the comments below. So with that, if you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel and become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, check the link in the description below to my Patreon page. And remember, as always, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.